I was lost in the art of a foreign nation, in a shop to escape the rain, not to have a conversation. And that's the moment you step in, to find some shelter too, and get a word you sing by, girl. Lost in the art of a foreign nation, in a shop to escape the rain, not to have a conversation. And that's the moment you step in, to find some shelter too, and get a word you sing by, girl. Her eyes are red and new, 'cause I don't know what your lips are saying. Don't get a word, but it's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. And just a small hello, so that we can say, doesn't sound like much, but smaller love that makes my world flip and turn. And then the rain was thick and thin. It started pouring. We just ignored the flood and left. Had the thunder roaring, 'cause the drumming of the rain cannot compare with two heartbeats speeding like a train at 3,000 feet and 'cause I don't know what your lips are saying. Don't get a word, but it's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. And just a smaller love, that's all that we can say. It doesn't sound like much, but it's enough to make me stay. It's just a smaller love, worth more than 1,000 words. 'Cause it's a smaller love that made my world flip and turn.
drive along an ocean reflecting the sun, or make a bed of green atop a wide open scene. Under a canvas of blue, I would draw ever nearer to you, to feel thinking that is how it would begin. For summer is for falling in love. We could stay out late until the sun sets past 8, and the cotton candy haze mirrors the warmth of your gaze. Raise your glass to mine, and as we drink, we would lock eyes, so we could disregard the thought of ever having to part. For summer is for falling in love. This lightness of being, we both know to be fleeting, like the last breath of a sunset right before the day is dead. But maybe the heat of today could keep even winter away. So I'll remember your laugh, 'cause nothing ever changes the fact that summer is for falling in love. Da-dun-da-dun-day. Summer is for falling in love.
I'm always worried I'll stay too long, but what's on your mind tonight? I love it when we can laugh together. That kind of thing, it just makes me feel better. I'm gonna do this just one time. But what if I told you you took my breath